These are the cut pieces. So we provide the cut pieces, pre-cut pieces. All you have to do is assemble these pieces. Here's the tunic. Plus elastic.
Size and length. This is what comes back to us. Via these paper bags. Yeah, Ed puts thank you in his and he stamps his, and we have like rainbows embroidered into them. And right at the very beginning, one of our makers, Catherine, she actually embroidered thank you in the back, and when they opened it, it made me cry. It's quite wonderful.
Can I just make a request? Tobias, could you not just stare at us when we're interviewing?
So you want us to introduce ourselves? As in what context?
My name is this, and I am a
Who's going first?
You go first.
My name's Tamsin. Oh, we have to start again.
Do you want me to go? My name's Sophie, and I'm working costume in TV and film and advertising.
My name's Tamsin, and I also work in costume, film and TV. And I also make costumes.
Well, me and Tamsin share a studio together in Bussey Building in Peckham. And so when Tamsin was aware of this movement going on, she told me about it and said, do you want to join the WhatsApp group and see if you want to get involved?
So we actually ended up covering a vast area of South East London. Our group actually spans a huge area between Blackheath in the east of South East all the way through to Clapham, Wandsworth, Wimbledon area in South West. So we're actually covering a huge area.
We have made, I think, about 350 up to this point, maybe a few more because it just takes us a little while to log things when they come back in. But we have about 100 in production as we speak. Well, primarily we service King's College Hospital. That's our local hospital, so that's really where we have kind of been directing people to come to us from, and then GP surgeries in the local area of South East London. Hokey cokey, back at it.
round 2.
Okay.
Sure.
You're not filming right now, are you? Or are you?
Kind of filming.
Okay. That is actually what Tamsin does. Seriously, that's her sideline. Is making superhero costumes for kids.
And now you're making them for the doctor.
We've traded in one superhero for another.
Yeah. Personally, my reasons for getting involved when this pandemic was on the horizon and we knew we were going to be locked out of our studio, and when they were saying it was going to be 12 weeks, I really did just in my mind think, have I got enough money to last me through that? And realistically, I thought that was rent and a bit of food during that time. And then what else am I going to do? Yeah, of course you're going to do it, aren't you?
There was a need and we met it. I didn't feel like I had a choice. It kind of happened, it escalated very quickly, and I felt a responsibility to see this through. And here we are 6 weeks later, still going strong.
Get these in their things and then I can stop, then I can move into the other room.
Yeah.
I don't need to go out. What are these? Yeah, like they all do lots of different stuff. Have been well aware of the austerity cuts and how that's had a huge effect on the NHS over the last 10 years, and not even just the NHS, all public services. And so, you know, I was always, it didn't surprise me whatsoever that there was a shortage of these things in the NHS. What happened was the demand went up because everybody basically on the front line suddenly wanted to wear scrubs. It's an easy thing for you to take off and launder and, you know, be able to wear your own clothes to and from work. So the demand rose exponentially overnight, and then what was clear was there was already a shortage of scrubs in the NHS already, so there was this huge deficit that needed to be filled. And so at the time we were really, keen to be part of. And then hearing on the news about PPE coming from Turkey and those shipments being delayed, and still getting emails from hospitals of people on COVID wards, needing these things, and this desperation for PPE. So that was,
Our process is that we first of all buy fabric. Actually, I don't want to say this, you say.
So fabric gets purchased, sent out to central cutters, they cut en masse. Those packs get made up and come back to us. We put them in bags with haberdashery. That goes out to makers. They get 48 hours to stitch 2 sets of fabric, to 2 sets of scrubs. That gets transported back to us here by a little army of delivery drivers or cyclists. We quality control them in-house, and then they get sent out to their new homes.
Ta-da! Nicely put.
Kaboom!
Do you want to show me the box?
Oh yeah, yeah. But I showed you to
It's got pop.
So these are ready to go out. These have just been dropped round, so I can practice social distancing, contactless delivery. Also, it means that people can really come and go if they please, and I don't have to answer the door to everyone. And if they want to drop round at like 9 o'clock at night, then that's totally cool. They just pop them in the box. This is the elastic and the spools of thread for the overlockers. For us, it was just this. So we're going to make up the packs for them. These are cotton drill pieces cut with some elastic for the waistbands of the trousers and threads for the overlockers, and they're all ready to go to 4 lovely seamstresses in South East London.
There's one part of this process that maybe people don't have a good understanding of, and that's the amount of work it took us to test all of the fabrics, test the pattern out, make samples, wash them, make sure they weren't going to shrink. We actually adapted the pattern to make it a little bit more user-friendly. So it's not just a question of cutting a pattern out and making the scrubs. A lot of thought and consideration went into researching and buying the correct fabrics in the correct weight.
We are a group of professionals. We do work in the rag trade in some form or another as our jobs, and so we were really keen when we started to make a product that we were really proud of, and that was something that we really felt, how amazing would it be that these things could be in the NHS for the next 5 years in circulation. And it was definitely, although there was an emergency certainly, and we really were up against it and we wanted to get them out and orders delivered as quickly as possible, it was really important for us that we were making a quality product, and everything was considered by us throughout that.
Okay.
The way we've been supported financially is that we started a GoFundMe page to raise money. Within the first 24 hours, we'd raised...
What was our first target? Our first target was 500, and I think...
Pounds?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was £500.
I think we raised
like 750 or something.
Within 48 hours, we'd raised £750.
And then we just, as we went along, we spent the money.
Everybody is working on a voluntary basis. Nobody.
We have had some incredible donations of fabric, of people's time. There's a company, Compare the Van, gave us a huge amount of free credit on their site, so we've been using them to transport our fabric around and large items. And we have an amazing group of florists in Clapham that do all of our NHS deliveries, so we're able to offer free delivery to anywhere in South East London to our NHS healthcare workers. So.
Have the government done enough to provide PPE for NHS workers during the pandemic? In short, if they had, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a big no.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And I think there's the sheer lack of like forward thinking and like there doesn't seem to be the government have not been dynamic in this. They haven't thought outside of the box or even inside of the box, which is that you have a huge manufacturing industry that could have been mobilised months ago. Like, we knew about the pandemic in January. Like, they literally should have been contacting, making a plan then. We're part of many scrub movements and gown movements and visor armies and all of that stuff. We're well aware of the government's inadequacy to deal with this pandemic, and frankly we know that they should have been prepared for this. Yeah, we think they've done a terrible job. Going to deliver some scrubs to Canberra.
Bye. See ya.